Hello, and welcome back to my Slow English podcast. I had a very fun weekend. I went out with my friend Lisa, and we got some drinks, and we danced a lot. And once we were so tired, my friend Lisa's boyfriend drove us home. Lisa and I had a lot to drink that night. So we were loud and a little bit rude. My friend stuck her head out the window and yelled, beep, beep, beep. But she didn't see there was a police officer right there. Actually, none of us saw it, but it was a huge truck with 4 police officers. We didn't see them, so we continued driving, blasting our music. And of course, before we knew it, the police was right in front of us, pulling us over. So my friend's boyfriend hopped out to talk to them. And when he came back, he said the police wanted to take him and the car. But they said 3,000 pesos is good. They wanted a bribe of 3,000 pesos. Then it was funny because I don't know why. My friend's boyfriend just ran away, and he started running, and the police grabbed him by his shirt and they broke it. But I don't know why he ran. It makes no sense at all to me. We were all very confused. Like, why did you run? But these guys that work at a taco stand saw everything, and they came over to help. They said, "Hey, leave him alone." And they started helping us with the police. And with their help, the police let us go. But with 6,000 pesos, that's like 300 US dollars. So in the end, they took 6,000 pesos from my friend's boyfriend. And that's like the 5th time that I've gotten pulled over by the police in Mexico. Police officers are so corrupt in Mexico. All of them. And it's sad that I've only ever had bad experiences with police in Mexico. Like, I can trust the taco stand workers more than I can trust the police. So just be very careful if you ever visit with the police in Mexico. What about in your country? Is the police corrupt in your country? Have you ever been pulled over? Let me know in the comments. Hello, and welcome back to my Slow English podcast. Learning English can feel so hard sometimes, right? Feeling stuck on the same words and feeling like you can never remember them when you need them. Lingo Panda isn't just another boring app. It actually listens when you speak and corrects your pronunciation. I've noticed it makes you sound smoother and more natural. Don't just study boring English. Speak it like a native with Lingo Panda. The AI feature is so accurate. When the AI listens to your voice, it even shows you how to sound more natural instantly. Use the AI English teaching coach with Lingo Panda. Click the link in my bio and start practicing today. Hello, and welcome back to my Slow English podcast. Today, I will talk about first impressions. This is for more advanced learners. When I see someone who's a little bit shifty like they can't control their gestures or movements, like they don't have control over their own body. That gives me the impression that they are a dangerous person. Just like when I see someone who can express themselves clearly and easily and use words effortlessly, I instantly assume they are intelligent. It's just the first impression, though. First impressions are so important. That's kind of the determiner of your relationship with a person. Even if a shifty person isn't dangerous, or a person who can speak with ease isn't that intelligent, it's still your first impression of them. And that is going to mark the way you see them for the rest of your relationship. What about you? What makes you think a person is intelligent? What makes you think a person is dangerous? Let me know in the comments. Hello, and welcome back to my Slow English podcast. Today, I am excited to tell you about my English course, Curso de Inglés, para mis estudiantes hispanohablantes. I made an English course for my Spanish-speaking students. I made it specifically for Spanish speakers because I can speak Spanish. So I thought I could make something very special and unique. So I know the struggles that Spanish speakers specifically go through. Y pensé, o puedo hacer uno general que les sirva a todos, o puedo hacer una que yo sepa que va a ser lo mejor para los hispanohablantes. Justo porque he vivido mi vida entera escuchando los errores más comunes de mis amigos y familiares que están aprendiendo inglés y son hispanohablantes. Me tomó mucho tiempo y mucho esfuerzo, pero ya está. Todo lo hice específicamente con mi forma de enseñar, que siempre ha sido enfocado en el hablar y en escuchar y en practicar. Y de hecho aún no termino el curso, estoy trabajando en el último módulo. Así que si tienen alguna idea o algún tema en específico que les gustaría ver en el curso, déjenmelo en los comentarios y veré si lo puedo añadir. Y bueno, sí, espero que lo chequen y espero que les guste. Thank you. Bye.